12 Tips to be a good parent. Good parents are those who work in the best interests of their child. A parent's actions are not the only thing that defines a great parent. But, their intentions can also be important. You don't have to be perfect to be a good parent. Nobody is perfect. There is no perfect child. This is why it is so important to set expectations. It is not about perfection. It doesn't mean we should stop striving for perfection. First, set high standards for yourself and then for your children. They look up to us as role models. These 12 tips will help you be a better parent and teach you how to avoid bad parenting. These tips aren't easy or quick. You may not be able to do them all at once. You can still work on the parenting tips from this guide, even if only a small portion of them are being used, and you'll be making progress. Number 1. Boost your child's self-esteem. As babies, children develop a sense of self when they look at their parents. Your tone of voice and body language are all absorbed by your children. Their self-esteem is affected by their parents' words and actions more than any other factor. Children will feel proud of their accomplishments, no matter how small. Kids will feel empowered and capable if they are allowed to do the work themselves. Children will feel inferior if they are made to feel like they are worthless by making unfavorable comments about their peers or comparing them with others. Avoid using words or phrases as weapons. Commentaries like, "What a stupid thing. You act more like your little brother than a baby." Just as much damage can be caused by physical blows. Be mindful of your words and show compassion. Be understanding and let your children know that mistakes happen. Number 2. Create your own quality time. Play with your kids. Allow your children to choose the activity and don't be afraid to break the rules. Let the fun flow and enjoy it. This is the essence of the game. Every day, read books together. Start reading with your baby as soon as he is a baby. Babies love hearing their parents' voices. A great bonding experience is to cuddle up with your child while reading a book. Make a daily schedule. Choose an activity that you can do together for 10 to 15 minutes without interruptions. There is no better way to show your affection than this. Encourage dad time. Time with dad is the best resource for improving our children's lives. It should be encouraged often and early. Children with fathers who are engaged do better at school, solve problems more effectively, and cope better with all the challenges that life throws at their way. Warm memories are important. Although your children won't remember everything you say, they will remember the things you did together, such as bedtimes or game nights. Number 3. Praise your children for their accomplishments. Encourage your children to feel proud of their achievements and positive about themselves. Let your kids know when you notice them doing something well and that you are proud of them. You can't help but give them the confidence to go out into the world by themselves. To let them know what you appreciate, be specific with your praise. Instead of simply saying "good job," you might instead say "you did great taking turns with your sister while playing." Be sure to praise your children for their accomplishments and positive behavior, rather than their natural talent. This will teach them to appreciate the challenge of overcoming it. You should try to make a habit out of giving your children positive feedback more often than you are giving them negative feedback. While it is important to tell children when they are wrong, it is also important to help build a positive self-image. Your children might act out in an attempt to get your attention if you are too focused on their bad behavior. Number 4. Give your child unconditional love. It is vital to show children that you value them as they are, not for what they do. This requires you to separate your child from their behavior. Toddlers, for example, will scream, cry and pout when they feel tired, unwell, frustrated, hungry or bored. They can be difficult to be around at these times, but it is the best time for you to show your love. If they are old enough, tell them that you don't like their behavior but still love them. Psychologists agree that it's impossible to overindulge a baby. So, take every chance to hold and care for them. It is vital to give your baby physical touch. Number 5. Encourage creativity. Your child can let their imagination run wild by singing, dancing and drawing. It's a great way to let your child express their emotions and gives you a glimpse of how they see the world. You don't have to judge the final result. Encourage them to create whatever they want. Instead of saying "great painting," tell them "tell me about it." This will help build their confidence and provide a foundation for communication skills as they get older. Number 6. Be your child's teacher. Be a good father by teaching your children right and wrong and encouraging them to try their best. Your children should make wise choices. Fathers who are involved in the education of their children use everyday examples to teach them the basics of life. Number 7, be flexible. Parents sometimes have unrealistic expectations for their children and themselves. Parenting can become overwhelming and burdensome when this happens. If this is a pattern, you might need to be more flexible with your children, yourself, and your parenting. It can be stressful to be a perfectionist parent. Parents in this group are afraid of messing up their children for life and put immense pressure on their children to perform flawlessly. They expect too much from themselves. You might also worry about what other parents will think of your parenting style or whether you will be judged. You might feel your toddler is not potty training fast enough, or that your school-aged children aren't doing enough well in school. This pressure can lead to your child feeling like a failure if their expectations are not met. Number 8, foster your child's independence. Your child will learn self-control by setting limits. Encourage independence and help your child develop a sense for self-direction. He will need both independence and self-direction to be successful in his life. Children are prone to pursuing autonomy. Parents mistakenly associate independence with rebellion or disobedience. Because it is human nature to desire control over others, children push for independence. Number 9, communicate with your child. Communication is essential in any relationship. Communication is key, especially when you are speaking with your child. Your responsibility is to keep your child alive. It is your responsibility to educate your child. It could be as simple as asking where the milk comes from. It can also be more complex and difficult questions. Children love to ask questions. As mentioned, curiosity should be encouraged. It is important to also explain to your child other things. You can explain to your child why they shouldn't do something hazardous. If your child is playing near the top of stairs, this could be an example. If your child won't move when you tell them, explain to him or her that they are likely to fall and get hurt if they don't listen. The most appealing answer is because you said so. It's not helpful. Even if it isn't something you feel comfortable explaining right now. It's a good idea to explain the situation to your child later. Number 10, teach them to have good character. Many families believe that the foundation of character development is in their religious faith. While this is true in our family, it is not enough. It is important to work with our children to help them be kind and loving people. It is a daily effort to instill good character traits in our children. The first step in teaching them character traits is to identify which are the most important. Trust, respect, independence, and collaboration are some of the key traits that will lead to success. These are the character traits we as parents can instill in our children. This doesn't necessarily mean that it is easy, but it is about raising children in a way that encourages the development of specific traits. Trust should be instilled early and taught at home. There are consequences for lying to your child about taking cookies from the cookie jar. The consequences could include losing their tablet for 3 days. This is because they took the cookies and didn't ask for them. But they also get it because they lied. These traits can be taught daily. This requires you to make an effort to instill these traits within your household. It all starts with you as the parent. This requires you to make an effort to instill these traits within your household. It all starts with you as the parent. Number 11, provide them a safe and healthy environment. Your children's character and well-being will be affected by the environment they grow up in. Therefore, ensure that your children are raised in a safe and peaceful environment. Number 12, do not do things for your children that your children should do for themselves. Parents want their children to be independent and responsible, but they also feel the need for close supervision and to do things for their children that are not possible for them. Don't do anything for your kids if it is not their responsibility. Let your kids make age-appropriate decisions. Let your children wrestle with the natural consequences for their actions. You are an important parent. Your children will see you as an asset and help them to develop character. It is possible to nurture and refine your parenting skills. Parents can be good parents if they are motivated by love and purpose. It takes patience and practice to develop parenting skills. It's worth the effort. Good parenting fosters academic success, social skills, and emotional well-being. Good parenting is protective and helps kids to be mentally healthy. It is important to remember that we have been discussing good parenting. Parents do it. It's not about labeling parents as bad or good parents. Good parenting is less about the parents and more about the raising of children.